Okay, welcome to your daily focus for July 28th, 2021. My name is Tilly. This is Tarot with Tilly, and thank you. Thank you truly for all the love, all the support, all the joy and light that you send my way each and every day. I send it right back to you. You guys absolutely rock. I've got this little giggle because we're on take 3 again, and I didn't even make it to dealing the cards yet, so we're still shuffling on this one. But I have run through all the numerology. We'll start again. We've got the 28 energy. The 28 energy, and it does turn into a 1. So 2 plus 8 is a 10. 1 plus 0 is a 1. So it's about, with the 10 energy, we're going to elevated paths, new seasons, new beginnings, new starts, new creativity, new relationships, a new season for us, a better energy for us all. Under the 28 energy, though, the 28 energy usually something will happen. Something will happen out of the blue or suddenly, or something comes up and you have to react to it quite quickly. And it's there to test your ability on whether or not you can make the decision without adding too much emotion into it or being too stern about things. If you understand that medium that says, okay, I'm going to go with the flow and see what happens, but you're just not going to let the wave come and just take you away. You're going to stand firm in who you are. You don't want to be too stern. You don't want to be too rash. You don't want to make snap judgments today, especially under the 28 energy. If we do the numerology of the day, it is a 13. The 13 is very similar to the 28. The 13, something happens usually that you may even think is a bad thing in your life. Something happens, or an event happens, or a situation suddenly comes up and you think this is probably the worst thing that it could ever happen. And it's going through the flow of the 13 energy and what it has brought you. When you go through it and you pop out the other side, you are on a brand new path. And you never ever would have been on that path unless that experience happened to you, that thought happened to you, that perception changed within you. So today we really have to go with the flow. And yes, we'll be asked to make some very quick decisions perhaps. But no matter how quick the decision must be, we need to think it through. Under the 28 energy, it's like you can make the best financial investment today, or you could make the absolute worst financial investment today. It's all about how we've prepared, the study we've done, the information we've gathered. We can't just, your buddy says, hey, I hear AMC is going to jump on the stock market. And so you just run to the bank and you take your money and you throw it all on there without even looking at the chart or where the numbers are at or where they were at last week or last month or 3 months or 6 months or 9 months or a year ago. And what's the chatter underneath? And you have to do research. You have to be aware of why you're making that decision. And are you making that decision too sternly? Like I've seen AMC just fly to the top, 2 or 3 times now and then just bottom out on people. And nah, that game isn't for me. Forget it. Now that might be a good enough reason so long as you've investigated it. Or you might say, you know what? This is the time I'm going to be smart and I'm going to pull my money in time. I'm in. But you have to investigate it all. You have to understand it. So it's kind of like a double-edged sword when the things happen in your life today, when you get a message, when you receive some information, when something suddenly occurs, an event happens or is about to happen. And really ground yourself in who you are and what you want in your surroundings in your life. And making your decisions fact-based, so not too much emotion, but we don't want to make it solely fact-based because we also don't want to be too stern. So we have to include our heart and our mind in the decision-making process. We have, and now this is going to be kind of hard because we have the sun in Leo, we have the moon has moved into Aries, probably by the time most of us has gotten up for the day. And that's fire and fire energy. So we will want to accomplish today. We'll want to make snap decisions. We'll want to do spontaneous things. And that is definitely not what we want to do today, but we'll want to. We'll really want to. We'll want to change into something new, try something different, trailblaze in some way, start something, begin something, create something. And under the 28 energy, it's saying you can do all those things so long as you think it through. So long as you've sat in quiet contemplation for at least a couple of minutes and weighed out some options. And maybe that's rushing it, maybe that's enough. You will know. But the thing is not to rush into any snap decisions today. We have Jupiter. Jupiter moves back into Aquarius. It's retrograde, and it's going to be moving back to Aquarius, and I think that's right till the end of the year. It moves backwards into Aquarius, and then it'll start moving back towards Pisces again, probably a little after Christmas time. So it's more about the collective, and it's more about your place within the community, within the world. And we're more generous. We're more inclusive would probably be a word. We want, it's not the more the merrier, but we're more open to new faces, new cultures, new experiences through other people. It's more of a collective kind of energy. And so we want to connect with the collective in one way, form, or another. So over the next 5 months, you may meet somebody or several people that have different backgrounds, different upbringings, maybe different languages completely. And they could become some of your best friends or a partner or an associate of some sort. And you're rewarded for that kind of action. You have to be just, you have to be fair. And so we're giving this test today as we go into this energy for the next 5 months to see where we need to learn, where we need to grow, where we need to lighten up, where we need to be a little bit stronger and more disciplined. And understand that about ourselves so that we can walk this path and really reap those successes that can come from this kind of energy that we're walking through. Okay, let's see what the cards have to say. Look at this, the Nine of Wands appears. The Nine of Wands tells you that you have walked many paths to get to the here and now. And maybe you look back and you think, oh, I failed here, I dropped the ball there. But this card tells a different story. This card talks about your successes, the things that have made you, molded you into who you are today. And so each one of those wands in the background there started out just like the one you're holding in your hand right now. Short and stubby and twisted and no growth. It's the new path for you. And you are looking at it and you are sizing it up, and you know that you need your passion and courage. You know that it's a new beginning, and you're thinking, how am I going to accomplish this? How am I going to take this wand and grow it into the strong, tall wands with great foliage and blooms? Because look at those paths that you've walked. They're the greatness of who you are. And there's a lot more to celebrate maybe than what you are giving yourself credit for. A lot more you can do with that stubby little wand in your hand going forward. So what do you want to create? What do you want to step into? What do you want to invent? Is it yourself? Is it something in your environment? Is it something yet to be in your environment? What does that wand look like right now that's in your hand as you stare at it and go, oh my goodness, I have my work cut out for me here. And so know that this is kind of a statement of not little goals, but maybe a lot of little goals adding up to that bigger goal down the road. That success. We have the Queen of Swords. The Queen of Swords is about honoring and embracing and protecting your dreams, your desires, your wants, your goals, your loves, your passions. Oh, all of it. You lean on that sword and you're looking straight forward and you're like, I'm going in this direction. Please do not make me use my sword, because I will. Because I need to stand in my truth. So know that if you decided to show a part of yourself that you've never really exposed before to certain people, and they kind of give you the, never knew you were like that, get the sword out. You're not going to like me because I'm actually standing in my truth and I am feeling better and more confident and more alive just for the mere fact of doing that alone. Then you don't really care about me. You care about you. The people you want around you. And if I don't mirror that, that's cool, because there will be a lot of people that will be drawn to my energy because I am standing in my truth. I am walking forward with the strength, with the confidence, with the determination. And lastly, I'll look at this, the Two of Wands. Two of Wands. I love the Two of Wands. Two of Wands doesn't ever show up enough in this deck as far as I'm concerned. You stand there, there's absolutely nothing around you. You're standing in like a gazebo or an old Roman building, or the moon is up there full. I mean, and it's a buck moon. So if you're looking up in the sky, you'll probably see it a little on the reddish side. And it is the buck moon, and that means that the bucks are starting to grow their antlers. So that's why it was called the buck moon. Now here we have nothing around us except for this empty box. Like, we have cleared out everything that needs to be cleared out. We don't carry anything with us anymore that is going to take up room and not allow our dream to come in and manifest in the way we want it to. And here we are, we've got our arms outstretched, and we're saying, come to me. Come on, I'm ready for you. Let's start this business that we want to start. Let's start this relationship. Let's start this community event. Let's join this club. Let's start exercising. Let's join this workout club. Let's start painting. Let's start dancing. Let's start gardening. Let's start doing, becoming. I'm ready for you. Now, it would already be there if we really cleared out around us what needed to be cleaned out. So we're under full moon energy, so it's clean up the clutter. In your environment, inside your heart, your mind, clean up the clutter. Put some things that have been on hold for a while to bring it to completion. End it. Be done with it. Allow yourself to heal. During this time, allow yourself to heal. We've all been hurt in one way or another, and we carry it around, and every so often we tell somebody the story of how we were wronged. And whoever wronged you, it's about letting forgiveness out there. And forgiveness is not, saying, hey, let's go for beers. It's not forgiveness in that sense. It's forgiveness of, I cannot believe that you were so self-centered or greedy or egotistical or just plain stupid, that you could not see how your actions or how your words hurt me so much that I almost feel sorry for you. That you cannot see it, that you don't have the compassion or the empathy or the understanding that I do. And maybe one day you'll grow stronger and you will come to realize what you've done. But until then, I let it go. I will no longer carry the burden of what you've done to me as a personal attack. You didn't know any better. And no matter how I tried to teach you, how I tried to show you, how I tried to make you understand, there was no getting through to you. And hopefully one day you will see it. But I'm done with it. I'm moving on. That is not a part of who I am going forward. I needed to leave it in the past, in the dust. Okay, let's get a mantra card, shall we? I asked Carol's permission. All the cards just went, yeah, let's talk about Carol, because she's an amazing person. Oh, look at that. We got Owl, Creative Wonderment, and Legends. Well, let's see here. Look at this. Okay, so we've got Legends and Creative Wonderment and Owl. So follow your intuition. First and foremost, I follow my intuition each and every day. Your intuition will lead you to great paths. It's like any other muscle in your body. If you haven't been talking to your intuition, then start to work with your intuition. Start guessing a couple of things, you know. Who's phoning you, who's texting you before you look. See how close you come. You know, if you don't play the lottery, we'll pick the numbers anyways and see. Although that might be very devastating if you get them all right. We have Legends. Learn from those who inspire you. So when you are looking at starting that new business or stepping into that new relationship or joining that new club, and you go over and you ask your next door neighbor, do you think it's a good idea? Well, have they walked it? Do they know exactly the path that you're wanting to explore? And is it a path that they would walk? Because if it's a path they wouldn't walk, they're not going to tell you to walk it. Because they're like, that doesn't even sound interesting in the slightest. Come on with me, we'll go this way. And you end up going 20 or 30 years down a different road that you shouldn't maybe have ventured on, but you learned a lot. So learn from those who inspire you. This is, you know, read a book about or watch an autobiography or read an autobiography of somebody that you admire, somebody that has walked a hard path, somebody who has, you know, come out of it with greatness, with successes, with happiness, and with joy. Relate to that it is something that is within your grasp, just like it was for them. And learn from their words, learn from their stories. You ever want to know how to keep a relationship going for 50 years, then talk to somebody who's been married for 50 years, not somebody who's on their 7th wedding coming up, and, you know, the last one only lasted 2 weeks, and they're not going to give you the right advice. So make sure that you are seeking knowledge that has a sense of integrity behind it, so that you don't have to trip and fall and slip and in order to get to where you want to go. They did all that. They're going to tell you the shortcuts. Take notes. Creative Wonderment. Follow your passions. Follow your passions. I follow my passions. I follow my dreams. And if you don't know what your passion, what your dream truly is, sit and think about it. Grow the dream. Now, we just had a couple of days of the Pisces moon and a lot of us being told to pull back and dream a bit. So I hope you use that time constructively, because now you know what you want to follow, where you want to step. If you haven't done it, that's okay too. Everybody's at a different stage. And it's not like, oh, you missed the opportunity. We all walked it. You didn't. It's okay. And sometimes life happens and you're like, oh my gosh, I completely forgot about that. I remember Tilly telling me that morning, but then this happened and I never even got around to it. Don't worry about that. It'll come around again. You were supposed to go through those learning experiences for a reason. And when you're ready for this, it'll be divinely opened up to you again. Creative Wonderment. Allow your creativity to grow. Now, Jupiter in Aquarius, very inventive, kind of original, thinking outside the box kind of energy for expansion, for growth. So, over the next 5 months, we may actually be able to grow our dreams in ways we never even fathomed before. So, even if you think you know your passion and your dream because you did a lot of work over the weekend, or the last couple of days, the weekend, what day is it? Oh my gosh, it's Wednesday. Last couple of days. We can add to it. We can grow it some more. Don't dummy it down. Not during this time. If you grow it so gigantic it actually scares you, you're doing something right. And what if you only get halfway? It's pretty good, huh? Because halfway was probably where you saw the true success the first time you looked at the passion, the dream, the desire, the want. So it's about growing it. Follow your passions. Carol, thank you so much. And we'll get an animal here. Well, the bats just flew out. No pun intended. Oh, the ducks have a life of their own. Okay, we'll go to bat. Clarity. Hidden fears. Open mind. Heart and soul. Trust and passion. Clarity of mind means clarity of passion, too. This is why a great and clear mind loves... Got it like a skeeter. They're tiny, but they're there. Clarity of mind means clarity of passion, too. This is why a great and clear mind loves ardently and sees distinctly what it loves. So many are afraid of bats. They fly in a sporadic fashion, never knowing where they will swoop. Instead of relying on their sight, they use other senses, the main one being their hearing. If you've chosen bat, you are being told that the clarity you seek has to be sought in a different way. Bat offers you the clarity to see around you what may be hidden. It is a skeeter. What may be hidden. Now is the time to look at your life subjectively. Oh my goodness. You bad little thing. Oh, it's like somebody sitting there with a little needle and just... Well, I'm glad I'm reading instead of trying to tap into energy right now. Now is the time to look at your life subjectively and see where you can add positive and passionate changes. Don't you just love how it all goes together? You may sign up for a class, start a new creative project, or finish one you started way back when. It may be possible that you are neglecting communication with those who love you, and you weren't even aware of it. You may have been acting like a hermit and didn't even realize it. Oh my goodness. Call your friends and plan a fun night out. Release your old fears and anxieties. You can write down fears one by one on a piece of paper, and after you complete the task, take the paper and say aloud, I release, and insert that fear, that anxiety. Then rip the paper up or burn it in a fireproof container, allowing the universe to take care of all that is holding you back. That is actually a beautiful exercise to do during full moon energy, so I highly advise that you follow the advice of Bat and write down your fears, your worries, and release them. Let them go. Until we meet again, remember, I do love you.